Welcome back, guys, to Trails from Zero. Last episode, after finally deciding on a present for Fran, we sent Anton into his date with Destiny, only for him to be mistakenly shot down, mistaking Fran's love for her sister as a love for a significant other to end a sincere favor. We then resumed the Chapter 4 Day 1 patrol through East Street and then off towards Armorica Village, noticing new enemies inhabiting the roads. Just dino, no worries, sure. Are these the ones we've already scanned? No, but they drop you materials, actually. These ones are a bit more dangerous. I was just gonna go fishing! Instead, I get myself in a crap. What are you weak to again? Oh shoot, we had that a second ago. Well, I guess I need to scan you. Okay, they can't be sealed or anything. We know that much. Water. I know no one that can do water abilities. No one at all. It's a shame that I can't hit him with anything a bit better. I can't even knock them back. So I don't have water. I mean, that wouldn't even really help, will it? Next weakest to fire. They're generally quite spell weak. I mean, you have your delay, but they're probably not even be hit by that, I'd imagine. The guy's on a double go. I can use blue drop. That's enough, though. Okay, the roads are dangerous now. Lloyd is level 29. Tio, so close, but not. Quite a lot of standard Sepith, though. They drop you materials, just not for me. Okay, so no one's here this time. Right, time to go fishing. If I can find the actual... There we go. Oh, I didn't mute. Let's get a fish we have not yet got before. I can't remember which one I did here now. Oh, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't cast it. No! It's the bamboo rod, I'm pretty sure. A lot of the guys we found were carp bait, so I need some more carp. But this one could have been got earlier. Oh, that's good. Get me some more carp. That'll be good. That's the problem. When you do it, and then you've got to remember all the things and stuff. But a lot of the fish that I can catch are via carp, so that's not too bad. Don't worry, we'll get it. There we go. I just caught it really fast. A Pisces gem was obtained. What the heck did I just catch? I've never seen a fish so beautiful before. I feel like it might be kind of rare. So I did get it here. I was right. Just X billion bait later. This is where scouting goes wrong. Suddenly, unsureness of what I'm actually using goes terribly badly. So Pisces gem may evade magic attacks, which is kind of nice, except for the fact that do we ever let magic attacks really even hit us? The answer's no. The others are a lot easier to remember. I'm pretty sure it's like, main's mine, we use a cup. The geofront, we use a cup. I think. I just remember most of it is cup. So, let's go to Armorica. Continue our patrol now that we had that debacle with a few monsters and some fish. I have to get past all the horrible monsters first of all. Of course, that would be the time it took me 17 casts to get it. Let's continue on. Crap. I can't be dozing off. This place is too relaxing for its own good. I'm always scared I'm going to end up scratching the truck on something if I get too tired. My plan to catch these things on the way from point A to point B did not go very well, did it? My brother Elkin cannot control his accent whenever he gets excited. That accent used to be pretty prevalent in Armorica in the past, but nowadays old man Donald and Elkin are the only ones that really use it. When Elkin was a kid, he'd always be hanging out with Donald. I guess Elkin picked up his speech patterns without noticing. Unfortunately, Master Fisherman Lloyd had to head on back to his home in LaBelle. Without an angler like him around, things went from exciting to dull real quick. Wow. Just wow, okay. I've been played hide and seek lots of times with Camille and Stefan, you know. I'm super duper fast. But these kids will get along great with Kia. Oh man, I'm sure. Maybe we should get her to tag along next time we visit. I've played hide and seek lots of times. It's the funnest. So everybody's just losing a race against a girl. Maybe living among nature has given them an edge against city kids. Gotta find an excuse, right? You're such a slowpoke, Stefan. How can you yourself get caught by Pulley of all people? Tell you what, if you move here, you can take a complete training session from yours truly. It's so peaceful here. Reminds me of just what it is I fight to protect. Well, Stefan's it now. Try to catch us before sunset, okay? Oh, have you come to purchase some of Armorica's fine honey as well? Sorry to disappoint you, but there's no way I'll let you outbid me. Until we'd ever try to out-negotiate you. You said you were taking a vacation after the anniversary festival, didn't you? Has that already come to a close? Yes, I was extremely stressed. It was a welcome change of pace. In fact, I feel more refreshed than I have in a while. And I plan on using all that energy to work even harder from here on. Wife has been doing her best to support me in my business endeavors recently. Now that I have my family coming together to push me forward, I need to work harder than ever for their sakes. As always, it's a pleasure, Harold. You know, I'll throw in an extra jar of honey on the house. Make sure to share some with your family now. Thank you. I'm sure they'll absolutely love it. Compared to a genuine man like Harold, Jake's just a fumbling little hatchling. After everything we enjoyed during the anniversary festival, I thought Jake might have matured a bit, but he's still got a long way to go. Looks like Gramps is in a pretty cheery mood today. Mr. Aworth is his favourite customer. He's practically perfect in Gramps' eyes. Compared to him, I'm just some bum who was unemployed for a long time. I didn't even do anything noteworthy for the festival. On the bright side, we had so much business during the festival that I got a lot faster at calculating sales. I don't really feel like I've moved up from being just Gramps' little assistant at all, though. You sell me anything good? Aretha's son Stefan has been playing with my kids all the time recently. I just hope a lot of them don't get too rowdy and end up getting hurt. Harvest was real plentiful this year. Be willing to bet this is all thanks to them hounds that was impersonating Divine Wolves being caught. Really? Okay. Not quite sure that would boost your harvest, apart from taking away a problem. My god, there's a Fisherman's Guild member just there. Go. One of the Fisherman's Guild's members is back. What do I do? This is finally my big chance to join the guild. Maybe? Go on. Do you think she ever will? That's the will she won't she story of the entire game so far. Right now, there are 2 bracers staying in one of the rooms on the 2nd floor. And there's actually a surprisingly large number of female bracers, now that I think about it. As a girl myself, I can't help but cheer them on. Meet later, maybe I'll sneak them a free coffee. Just being in the presence of Celie as she's working soothes my pounding heart. It was so lonely not being able to see her during the anniversary festival. I had to make up for lost time. It's been a month since the festival ended and you still aren't satisfied. Ah, just being in the presence of CD soothes him indeed. I borrowed so many different books from Crossbell City Library. So, too many good ones to choose from. So I accidentally checked out more books than I can handle. Let you back in 3 days. Hopefully I can finish them all. Reefer and the son have really come to the Armorica village, I think. They've been staying on the second floor for a while now, but I'd love it if they decide to actually move here. Wait, you want people to own rooms for good here? I guess it's stable money? That's kind of weird. There they are. Oh, hey everyone! Let me guess, you guys are busy working. Right, we're in the middle of finishing up a few small jobs. You two staying at the inn here? Yep, that's right. We weren't planning on staying. Truth is, we ran into a snag while working on a monster extermination yesterday. We missed the bus. Not left with many options, we decided to just stay at the inn. Something gave you two trouble. I was hesitant to believe it. Was it that strong? Well, it was like those wanted monsters from before, but with one big difference. For some reason, a bunch of them showed up on the highway out of nowhere. What's other than that, they all seemed much stronger than they were last time. Not just this area either. The other highways are experiencing the exact same situation. That does sound rather unusual. CGF has received reports about these appearances too. Luckily, they don't seem to pose any threat to the bus service. Guess that's one's a silver lining. Why didn't they attack the bus? Still, it is quite concerning to hear. We should keep our eyes peeled. Putting that mystery aside, who's this girl with you guys? New member? I don't think so, Estelle. You're from the Crossbell Guardian Force, right? I am Sergeant Major Noel Seeker of the Tangram Gate Division. And you two are bracers? Yep, I'm Estelle Bright, currently registered with the Bracers Guild's Crossbell branch. Nice to meet you, Sergeant Major Seeker. My name's Joshua Bright. Wait a minute, aren't you... I saw you in the Crossbell Times. You're those young heroes who single-handedly put an end to that massive incident in LaBelle. You must have read Grace's article too, huh? Actually, we weren't the only ones who helped stop that, you know? It was a team effort. Wow, Estelle and Joshua really are famous. Grace thought they were newsworthy. There's been confirmation these new unknown monsters are vastly different than the wanted ones from before. Try to stay safe. Let's see, I say after we take a short break, we check out the other highway. We should make sure there aren't any more roadblocks. Yeah, we met them on the way here. We didn't mean to, but still. Stephanie's been playing with the village kids quite often recently. Maybe our official move to Armorica isn't as far away as I thought. Your kids being indoctrinated. Do you think we'll be newsworthy soon? No. We're terrible. Why write about us, eh? Maybe these pictures will be out there finally. Maybe we'll get some credit for that. I tried speaking with Derek about the village's future yesterday. However, he continues to insist that the village must modernize, no matter the costs. Bringing in so many tourists to try and achieve this silly dream has caused a lot of problems. What am I going to do with Derek? For some reason he can't accept my determination to preserve this village and its culture. Hey Dios, what do I do? The villagers always end up being worried whenever my husband and son argue. If you don't mind, would you please watch over Derek whenever you're here? I have been. I've been talking to everyone. I take it Derek's out by the apiary again? When I ran a stall during the anniversary festival, a lot of tourists started coming to the village. Talk about a surprise! I had to come up with new, improved ways to do things around here. As the next village chief, it falls on me to make sure our beloved village doesn't come to an untimely end. So that needs to be forward-thinking, but also preserving your customs. A hard thing to balance. Looks like we're done here. So Tangram Gate is next. Let's just take the bus straight there now that we've checked out those areas. Oh yeah. That said though, I think I'm supposed to go to the ancient battlefield. Ah, we'll leave that for later. Fishing debacles, right? And I'm just walking down the road instead of taking the bus the whole way. What am I doing? Why did I take it to the fork in the road? We'll spread out our fishing a little bit, I guess. As the anniversary festival ended, I took a one-day vacation to Armorica Village. That was a month ago. I'm still doing better than I ever have. Man, my vacation really must have helped me let loose. Because I feel so great, and I go 100% today too. Your efficiency while working is bound to drop if you're exhausted. It's undeniable. So that means getting the appropriate amount of rest each night is key. Good afternoon, Sergeant Major Seeker. Keep up the good work. Any suspicious activity coming from the Republic? Nothing out of the ordinary, ma'am. Also, there haven't been any serious issues with any of the tourists passing through. Good to hear. The Special Support Section and I are going to investigate the ruins that gave the scouting party trouble. I'll leave security in your capable hands. May the Crossbell Guardian Force proud. Yes, ma'am. Tangram Gate is all clear. Nothing abnormal to report. No one talking about their skirt being whooshed anymore. It's weird now, getting back to these patrols and seeing there's barely any people. I'm gonna wake up so early has left me quite drowsy. Can't afford to fall asleep at the wheel, so I'm resting here for a bit to perk me up. Nothing unusual to report. Good afternoon, Sergeant Major Seeker. Yes, you better salute her. Sergeant Major Seeker, are they the ones? That's right, this is a special support section. They'll be assisting the CGF with the investigation of the temple. Understood. I want to apologize though. If we weren't so useless, then you... Please don't worry about it. Jobs like this have become commonplace for us. Ain't that the truth? Can leave this to us, man. Just keep guarding the gate, alright? Yeah, I will. From all of us at Tangram Gate, please keep the Sergeant Major safe. I wasn't expecting it to taste this good. I thought I was going to be served some cheap 2-bit meal, but my oh my. I can happily say they exceeded all of my expectations. It's quite delicious, isn't it, darling? Oh, Sergeant Major Seeker, heading out on another mission? That's right. You know, Mr. Temas, while I'm here, would you mind treating me to a little energy booster? Please, and thank you in advance. Sorry, Major Seeker. As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid I have to say no to this one. If you want some food, you've got to pay for it like everyone else. I'd love to give you a freebie, Sergeant Major, but I'm afraid I have a business to run. If you want that energy booster of yours, you'll have to pay. It's a bit mean. Quite delicious, isn't it, darling? Yes. From what I've heard, as soon as those ghosts or whatever showed up in the ruins, the Gate scouting team made a break for it. Those guys need to grow a spine, if you ask me. Think a ghost so different from the other monsters out there? See if it likes bullet holes. It's a ghost. Shoot it. I mean, it does work, to be fair, but it's not generally the first port of call your brain should go to. Despite having hardly any injuries, Beryl has been holed up in bed. Oh well, with good rest, he'll be able to return to his post in no time. Is this because of the ghost? Oh goddess, there were ghosts! While investigating that temple, poor Beryl here ran face first into some monsters. Considering he was pretty faint of heart, he immediately passed out. Which meant they had to rescue him, right? Let's make sure to go into this mission prepared, everyone. Whatever scared him this bad isn't going to be weak. Please stay away from me, ghosts. Let me guess. Death blow? Or faint blow in his case. This stuffed animal. Get the strange feeling that I've seen this shape before. That's mine, actually. Truth is, friend gave it to me back when I was going through training. She wanted my room to have a bit more color, apparently. Oh, now that you mention it, we saw a similar stuffed animal when we stopped by Fran's house, right? But it was a different color, I think. Matching set, huh? Can't ever feel a little jealous of how well you get along with your sister. Really? Gosh, that's a little embarrassing to hear. Fran is the same animal, but it's a different color. Maybe I should have kept it hidden after all. Didn't know we'd get extra dialogue. Though, by the sound of it, she would have liked plushies. We chose the right option by the look of things, but still, plushie was also another relatively safe option. But more expensive. I see you were able to enlist the Special Support Section's assistant for the case, Seeker. Yes, ma'am. We were more than happy to lend a hand. Of course we were. You okay, Ellie? You look a little tense. How many times do I have to say that I'm fine? Perfectly fine. We're going to investigate. Let's just get on with it. Mademoiselle Ellie is a real intimidating when she wants to be. Ellie has nerves of steel. I doubt we have anything to worry about, especially when she gets like this. Always a lively bunch, aren't you? Regrettably, the investigation conducted by the CGF ultimately ended in failure. If failures such as this keep piling up, it's likely that our gracious commander will call off the investigation entirely. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But of course, your safety and well-being are to be your top priority. Do I make myself absolutely clear? Yes, ma'am. We won't forget. Since you're here, do any of you happen to enjoy reading? If so, I wholeheartedly recommend this. Back Alley Dr. Glenn, Chapter 12 is obtained. I never would have expected pop fiction to be part of your reading repertoire. Be it a novel or a textbook, reading any kind of work is beneficial to the mind. And at the very least, pop fiction novels are far more worthwhile than the tawdry magazines you spend your time ogling at. Hey, don't go knocking swimsuit mags. After all, they're my lifeblood. Couldn't live without them. Really, Randy? Regrettably, the investigation conducted by the CGF ultimately ended in failure. Luckily, we suffered no casualties, barring a guardsman who was bedridden from the shock of coming face to face with monsters. Still, I'll repeat myself again. Take extreme caution while exploring the ruins. You say bedtime story yet? I say now story yet, because of course, we have 2 chapters saved up. So, it's time to read Back Alley Dr. Glenn, Chapter 11, Resolve. Hugo, you should reconsider, Rufus swiftly interjected. Though he was addressing Hugo, his gaze was fixed squarely on Glenn. Rufus shot a fierce glare at his former colleague. His procedure to cure him without losing his hands. Is this the same procedure you attempted on Katerina? You should know better than anyone what a failure that was. Cold anger in Rufus's voice pierced Glenn like icy daggers. In response, Glenn held up the thick file he was carrying. This is the result of all the research I've done in the 10 years since I became a back alley doctor. He tossed the file to Rufus, who was taken off guard for a moment by its sheer weight. He began scanning through the documents. The file contained an enormous amount of research about crystallization. Clinical records, medical cases, reports of procedures and results. It was obvious some materials were illegally obtained, but they were all highly informative. As Rufus reached the final document in the file, his eyes widened. The document was a highly detailed description of a new surgical procedure, different from the one Rufus knew of, the one that had cost Katerina her life. I developed that after going over everything that happened during Katerina's surgery back then. It's all thanks to her, Glenn said quietly before falling silent. It was clear he had continued fighting the crystallization disease for a long time, even after he left lawful medical practice. Years of treating patients as a back alley doctor had allowed him to research and perfect a new procedure. Because one way or another, my beloved Glenn will succeed. Realizing his sister's words were right, Sherry began to softly cry. It's true that by performing the procedure this way, the odds of the patient's survival should be greatly increased, said Rufus after glancing over the document. The effectiveness of Glenn's perfected technique was immediately clear to him. Hugo even perked up upon hearing Rufus's approval. However, Rufus then looked up at Glenn, the same icy glare still in his eyes. Even so, I cannot hand my patient over to you. Why? Sherry stammered, bewildered. Glenn simply stood silently as Rufus continued. I've heard from Sherry how Katerina faced the danger of that surgery in order to give you more experience, to ensure that even if she did not survive, others would. She had the resolve to sacrifice her own life for that. But you... Rufus' eyes narrowed as he continued to glare at Glenn. In the face of her death, you chose to run. You fled the hospital to go wallow in an alley for a decade. Your resolve is nowhere near hers, and I refuse to entrust one of my patients to someone as weak-willed as you. Glenn closed his eyes and let Rufus's words sink in. They cut through him like finely honed blades, made all the more sharp by the fact that he knew every word was true. You're absolutely right, he said. Back then, I didn't even have the bare minimum of resolve needed to take down this disease. As a result, I ran away and started drowning in my regrets. Glenn looked Rufus square in the eye. But you know what? Thanks to these past 10 years of wallowing in an alley, I've learned a few things. As he finished speaking, he moved his hand to his hip. He felt the familiar sensation of the cold metallic object he had concealed there. Holding the grip firmly, he pulled it out and pointed it directly at Rufus. It took Rufus a moment to register what was going on. When his eyes finally focused on the object now hovering right before the tip of his nose, he realized he was looking down the barrel of a Rhineford-made Orbital gun. A light from the setting sun flooded through the room's windows and cast a golden gleam on the window's surface. Despite the warm light, it felt as though the air in the room had suddenly froze. Are you threatening me? Rufus finally forced out a question to break his stunned silence. His tone was defiant, but he could do nothing to hide his trembling. Glenn smirked wryly and began to move his finger toward the trigger. Suddenly, in one fluid motion, he flipped the gun around in his hand. The muzzle spun toward him, and the situation was reversed with it. Since the patient bears a risk of dying, it only makes sense that I, as his doctor, should also bear an equal risk, Glenn said, offering the gun to Rufus. If the surgery doesn't succeed, I want you to use this to kill me. It was clear from the steely look in Glenn's eyes that he was absolutely serious. This was his unique resolve, forged from years of dealing with criminals, a resolve only a doctor of the underworld could have. A heavy silence fell over the room as everyone there awaited Rufus's answer. He calmly closed his eyes, his expression hidden by the sunlight reflecting off his lenses. After a moment, he reached out and grabbed the grip of the gun. What a stupid stunt, he said, a small grin on his face. Your resolve seems to be real enough, at least. If you truly think this procedure of yours can save Hugo, then I'll bet on your success too. Our next chapter is also 11 pages long, but we'll save that for later. Thank you for yet another book. Especially when the book is incredibly easily picked up, right in our path. The best kind of book, right? Everyone agrees? Right where we'd naturally look, by doing a massive patrol of every NPC. Every so often missing one or two. I wonder how Bell's doing. No, I can't worry about him. My post needs to be my top priority. I've been having to cover guard duty for Bell lately. If anyone saw what shape he's in, I doubt anyone would ever volunteer for another scout mission again. Probably not. Ever since that scout mission in the ruins near mines, Barrel's been holed up in bed. I've been covering his shifts. Boy, am I hungry. Alright, to return to Crossbell and continue our patrol we go. We've got a lot to do after all. A lot of people to see. Should probably take the bus back too. Makes sense. This time we're not stopping at the fork. This time we're going all the way. I feel like we barely got started on this sweep, to be honest. That's Armorica Tangram, Downtown District, East Street. That's not much. We should probably hit up, like, the biggest area that we could possibly do next. Central Square. Get your own very own balloon? That's right, balloons for one and all. Oh, it's that cheerful little girl not with you today. She's a regular beam of sunshine, she is. Better make sure you play with her often, or she'll liable to get all sulky. Get your very own balloon. Nope, Kia's not with me. I hear the Diet's budget meeting is behind schedule, and that comes as a surprise to literally no one. Same story, different year. I'm sure we have nothing to worry about, though. That service desk lady is so kind. If you bring her a broken orb of light or something, she fixes it right on the spot. I'm impressed. We knew Crossbell had someone that amazing living there. I love orbital gadgets, but I haven't the foggiest idea about how they're constructed. Wendy asked if she could work the customer service desk outside regular support hours. Now that I think about it, it is thanks to her we bagged so many regulars. Maybe I'll think about it. It's a good thing. She's building up a rapport for your store. Reputation is required. Oh my god, there's barely anyone here. It's so weird. I told my dad I was tired of him coming to spy on me at work, but then he left looking like he was about to cry. He didn't do anything wrong, so why do I have to feel so guilty? We haven't read the paper yet. We haven't bought the paper yet. My dad had to go on another business trip. Ah, man, it was really convenient having him around to look after Pansy. But instead, it's left with you. So, as for quartz that we can make, we can indeed make level 3 quartzes now. Of course, they cost 1,000. So, actually buying one of them is probably a little bit... yeah, hard. I mean, if we can pass... if we can get everyone's slots done... then we can maybe be like, yeah, maybe we can. But it's not looking likely at the moment, is it? So Ellie has 5, Tio has 5, Lloyd has 5, and you have 5. So I guess Tio next makes sense. But again, all that fire sepith has just gone again. Which is my sad times. I do need more sepith, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, that is like totally horrible. I cannot believe you actually just said that to my face. You know, I'm starting my diet today. Hey, Dios, please bless my stomach. Has anyone asked if you've gained weight recently? I would never, of course. Your face is looking extra plump lately. You're like totally gonna regret if you don't get on that diet and exercise life. Wow. That's like totally horrible. How could you say that? Just received a large shipment of high quality produce. A better chance to enrich your dining experience. I wonder if the people's here dialogue is the same or not. Probably not. Welcome to the Times Department Store. Did you know the mayor himself likes to frequent our store? Maybe that's a little bit too pushy for a sales pitch. Yeah, the mayor comes here, so you should buy. Heard the manager led projects for various industries in the past. He also has quite the reputation in the financial and political spheres. Mayor McDowell praised me for my management skills a few days ago. This department store shares history with the area, so he wishes for it to continue being a part of the citizens' lives. Even through all your success, you stay modest, Neston. Further, you always place the customer's needs above all else. Feel the same way as my grandfather, and I hope your business continues to prosper. You're too kind, Miss Ellie. I simply pray that this department store of mine continues to live up to everyone's expectations. I've been adjusting my inventory bit by bit. There's no better feeling than having just the right thing on hand to satisfy a customer's request. Well, I definitely want one thing from you. Oh, the Mishi... Oh, you didn't... I thought your Mishi was 10,000. The other Mishi's 10,000 though, right? Well, what time's issue 7? Gotta read our paper when we can, right? Funny if I missed an issue. Right, 6 pages. Let's do this. Imperial faction, Republican faction, and the mayor. Budget committee and mayoral elections. Even after the Diet's initial session regarding budget allocations was postponed, the current session already threatens to become a drawn-out affair. Today in the Assembly, Speaker Hartman, leader of the Imperial faction, debated intensely with his rivals, the Republican faction. The hall quickly turned into a whirlwind of dirty jeers. Mayor McDowell struggled to keep order. In the end, only a meager 3 pieces of legislation were approved. About the upcoming mayoral election. Mayor McDowell's term will end in 4 months' time. That means the next mayoral election is coming up soon. Yesterday, McDowell, who previously declared he would retire after the current term, made a statement. I can't leave the government in its current state. Speaker Hartman is rumored to have plans to run for the office after having already secured his next term as Speaker. If elected, a politician from his Imperial faction would likely take his seat as Speaker. Representative Campbell of the Republican faction is wary of this and has been using his connections to try to establish a third candidate. Between the prolonged budget meeting and the looming mayoral election, the heated battle for political office has just begun. How will it turn out? We asked an expert in business about the upcoming election, none other than Chairman Moores of the Business Owners Association. Response is below. This election will focus on how trustworthy the candidates are. The citizens are fed up with the political chaos. They will want to lend their support to a candidate who can both reform the government and improve the state. Finance economy is booming. Businesses in the city benefited royally from such a successful anniversary festival. The IBC's interim report, signs suggest that those affiliated with the IBC's ventures will see even more growth. Construction-related companies are acting cautious due to the budget committee status. It seems that investors are interested after seeing next year's economic forecast. Society. Powerful monster appears. Or monsters. We have received reports that never before seen monsters have been spotted on highways around Crossbell. Citizens and tourists walking the roads have already suffered injuries, and the basic guilds imploring people to exercise caution. I should have looked at this first. Leisure. Crossbell's gourmet experience. Morg's Bakery on West Street has captured the public's hearts and stomachs with its freshly baked bread. It even offers a new special bread every month. My mouth stuffed, I can only utter, superb! Oscar, only 18 years old, is the genius behind these specialties. Why not check out this young, prodigious patissier's creations for yourself? Bennett's not gonna like that.